It's Thursday. It's the Betting Edge with the Prez. I'm Lawrence Presman, co-founder of WagerTalk Media, owner of WagerTalk.com, SportsMemo.com, and the iconic, legendary Gold Sheet. And speaking of iconic legends, Ralph Michaels is joining us today to talk college football, NFL, and NBA. And we've also got Matt Joseph from SportsMemo.com. Excited to have both of them. Let's bring them in. Let's get this show on the road. First, a quick hello to both of you guys. Matt, how are you? I miss you, dude.
Doing well. I'm glad that you're here. I know last week you were talking about that you were going to miss the show, so glad to see you're here.
Yeah, I was. You know what? I was going to go play at a poker tournament up in Niagara Falls, and I just got too much work to do, bro. So that's on hold. Ralph, awesome seeing you for the second time this week. You look great, brother.
Always a pleasure. For those that haven't caught it, presidential address was great again. Make sure you tune in.
Yeah, NFL presidential address up at WagerTalk TV, our YouTube channel, same with the college football betting show. And guys, just before we get started, you know, Joe Ranieri, Rob Vino, and myself do a show every Wednesday called Prime Time, and we take apart the 5 primetime games in football. Those include the Sunday night NFL game, the Monday night NFL game, and the 3 big TV games for Saturday in college. It's an incredible show. It is one of the funniest shows, the funniest show I do. I really highly recommend you guys listen to it. Boys, let's get right into it. Houston, this team has given up on the season. I don't think I can bet them. They're plus 13.5 at home with an over and under of 65.5. And they're playing SMU. Matt, let's go to you first. What do you like in this one, my friend?
Well, so I was interested in the under in this game because I wasn't sure how much we would get from Houston because, you know, Clayton Tune isn't 100%. And as you said, they've pretty much given up on the season. But then I was thinking about SMU. I saw Sonny Dykes came out and said, basically, I'm not going to politic for a New Year's Day bowl. I'm not going to do this. We're just going to let our play on the field show. And that kind of made me think, well, wait a second. If they get the opportunity late to score some touchdowns, they may want to make this a 63-10 type game. I don't usually like laying this many points on the road, but Houston has pretty much given up, and SMU has a lot to play for. Shane Buechele should be probably getting some more Heisman love, but I know he won't because he's not a Power 5 guy. But the SMU looks really good in this spot against a team that's Miami Dolphinsing this season.
Ralph Michaels, what do you think about this football game?
I thought I would like SMU up until last weekend. I actually had SMU circled as a play for this week, but Matt mentioned one reason why I don't like them now. Boise State lost. That put SMU in the driver's seat for a New Year's Day bowl. He can say whatever he wants at SMU. If they win out, they're going to get a New Year's Day bowl. He doesn't need to politic. He's the highest ranked team. If he stays undefeated, he'll be there. But you now have every player in SMU going, if we win this game, 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 we are going to have a New Year's Day 6 bowl. All we got to do is win out. That puts a lot of pressure on a team. And then you look at the value. I tweeted out earlier this morning, in 31 years of college football, this is only the 4th time that a team was a double-digit home dog of 12 or more last year when they upset Houston, and now they're a 12-point or more away favorite. That's a 28-point swing from one game from one year to the next year, one calendar year apart. Those teams aren't that far apart. You have 30-mile-an-hour winds potentially tonight. You have 20-plus mile-an-hour winds. That hurts the pass game of SMU, which would hurt the over. And while Houston may not be playing to the same level, last week's UConn performance was pitiful because Holgerson had to play his son, Logan. Well, Tune is back, and while he's not the era king, he's certainly an upgrade for Holgerson. So those spots has me certainly off SMU. Not enough to go towards Houston, though.
Makes total sense to me. Matt Joseph, you're on a 17-10 college football run, a 5-1 SEC streak. I got a promo for everybody for you. Matt's 30-day all-access pass is regularly $320 $5. I got it for you guys for $1.99. I talked to the powers that be. We argued. That was like me arguing with myself. And we're giving it out for $199. Head over to sportsmemo.com. Use the promo code MATT199. That's MATT199. $199 for Matt. His entire 30 days, all plays, college football, college basketball. Matt, are you going to be doing NBA, college football, NFL? Are you going to be doing the two hoops?
I will be doing college basketball. I'm an NBA handicapper in training. Last night I did my first ever full card and went 3-3. I'm not ready to release any plays yet or anything like that, but I'm just trying to learn from some of the other greats on the website. So we're in training with regards to the NBA, but I'm definitely ready for college basketball
So
season.
there you go, guys. 30 days of Matt Joseph for $199. It's NFL, college football, and college hoops. Matt, I'll go to you first on this Liberty game. -7. There are a couple of 7.5s on the board. They're on the road playing Rutgers, an extremely low total of 44. Where are you going in this game?
Well, I think the best stat of this whole game is that Rutgers is paying Liberty $1 million to basically lose this game on Saturday, which is pretty crazy considering how much money Liberty has. They could basically pay Rutgers $1 million for this game and still win. Liberty's the better team. Rutgers can't throw the ball. Johnny Langen's thrown for under 60 yards his last two games. The question is, they've talked about in Piscataway playing this Snyder kid, who is a true freshman. They want to get him the 4 games that they can and still redshirt him for next year. So will this be one of those situations where they get Snyder in there to either replace or play after Langen? I mean, look, Buckshot Calvert, Antonio Gandy-Golden, one of the best in the league. I don't love laying this number with Liberty because they're good, but I don't know if they're that good. But I certainly can't take Rutgers in this situation. You probably will never find a place where I will put Rutgers on my card on any given Saturday.
Yeah, they're one really bad football team. Ralph Michaels, where are you going in this one?
Again, another tweet I sent out. How embarrassing is Rutgers football where you're a touchdown home dog against a team that is playing their 20th FBS game? They've only been an FBS team for a year and a half, yet a Big Ten team is getting that. I look at it, and when you're a Big Ten team and you go into Rutgers and you're playing poorly like some of the teams have, you beat up on Rutgers. But that Rutgers offense, yes, they're pitiful. Yes, they had under 10 first downs the last couple games. But I look at Liberty. Liberty's played the number 142 schedule. Well, there's only 130 teams in the FBS. So that means there's 12 FCS teams, probably all Missouri Valley Conference teams, that have played a tougher schedule than Liberty. Yet Liberty is number 104 in the country, allowing 438 yards per game. You also have a Rutgers D that's allowing over 449 yards per game. They're number 108. Yards per play, both of these teams allow over 6.1 yards per carry. I think Rutgers is going to be able to score on Liberty. Yes, their offense sucks against Big Ten opponents. This isn't a Big Ten foe. I think Liberty's offense is going to be able to score on Rutgers. I'm going to take advantage of that very low total and go over.
He's Ralph Michaels. You can find him at WagerTalk.com, and we got a great promo for you guys for Ralph. Ralph, college basketball is your sport, period. $400 off of your entire college basketball season. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Use the promo code RM400. Guys, there's literally no more important package to buy any sport, any season from any person than Ralph Michaels College Hoops. And this is a massive savings, literally $400 off. Ralph, do you want to add to that?
Appreciate that, Prez. Yeah, college basketball, the schedule has changed dramatically the last few years. Those people that think college basketball starts the second or third week in November and there's a few games, maybe one prime game, and then they get into the season after Thanksgiving. There are 145 games next Tuesday, November the 5th, the opening night of college basketball. It is an incredible slate. And if you want volume, I've had over 320 plays each of the last 2 years. You're getting November, December, January, February, and March into April for $595 with that coupon code, just over $100 a month, just over a couple dollars per play in college basketball.
Yeah, and I play your college basketball all the time, Ralph, so I know exactly how good it is. Let's get.
I didn't see you sign up.
Yeah, I signed up under my other name.
Oh, okay.
Clem Fandango. Okay. On that note, let's get into some NFL. Houston line move was 6.5 yesterday, Ralph, when we did our NFL presidential address, and I'll go to you first on this. Now it's a bunch of 7s on the board with a total of 51.5, and we spoke in depth about this game on the NFL presidential address, and I like Houston in the spot, but I'm not going to the window with it, and I do like the over as well, Ralph. I think, we've seen Houston come off of these losses like the 16-10 loss against Carolina and just come out the next game guns a-blazing. I think this game's going to go over the total, and I think Houston's going to win from anywhere between 10 and 17 points.
The only concern with Houston is that all of their games except one have been decided by 7 points or less, so they haven't got margin. They did get margin against Atlanta, and what you need to know about the Atlanta game, they weren't sacked. They did gain 472 yards against Kansas City. What's unique about that game? They didn't get sacked. Oakland, probably last in the NFL. Yeah. I don't know for sure, with only 10 sacks on the season, so you're not going to get pressure. And you look at Houston's D-line, you have J.J. Watt, and yes, they're only allowing 84 yards per carry, but that's because teams have been able to throw on him at over a 67% clip. Oakland is going to be able to move the ball. The play action will work with Derek Carr. I think he moves the ball. I think Houston moves the ball. The total's 51. It may seem a little high, but you're in the dome, and Oakland's defense seems to be wearing out a little bit last week. Remember, a brutal game, 6th straight game away from home. That wears on a defense. I like the over.
Matt, what do you think in this game?
Well, that's the thing I was going to harp on was the travel schedule. I mean, if you look at all the places they've been since the last time they've been home, I mean, this is almost ridiculous. They throw the bye week in there, and that's great, but it's coming off the time playing overseas. I have to wonder, and then they trade Garyon Conley away, so they have one less cornerback in that secondary. I would say, to me, it's probably Houston or nothing here. I think that they get the extra win. They coming off the loss. They feel really angry, and I think Houston probably wins this game rather easily with that number.
He's Matt Joseph from sportsmemo.com. Use the promo code MATT199 over there. 1 month of Matt Joseph's plays all sports. Ralph, Carolina going into San Francisco, 5.5 is the side. San Fran favored. The total is 42. I like Carolina, and I explained all my reasons why on the NFL presidential address. What are your thoughts?
I like the under, and when I look at Carolina, so much has been made of Kyle Allen being 5-0. Well, San Francisco's damn well aware of that. You look at his 2 road games. He went to Houston, only put up 297 yards, went to Tampa Bay, 268 yards. It's a very mediocre offense when they get away from home. McCaffrey isn't going to be able to run well against San Francisco. The play action's not going to work. And yes, San Fran, I like the teams that go out and fulfill a need like they did, trading for Emmanuel Sanders. We know George Kittle's the most dynamic tight end in football. They needed someone to stretch the field. Sanders may very well go out and be their number 1 wide receiver now that can do that. But again, this is one game in. The defense has been playing at a historic level, and the offense, we throw out last week's game because of the rain, but even the 331 yards they had against the Rams and only 99 yards rushing so that they can be slowed. So to me, I do like the under in this game.
Matt, what are your thoughts?
It's weird because, as Ralph said, I literally learned nothing about San Francisco last week, other than the fact that, they kicked 3 field goals in the rain, and they were a better team in the rain than Washington probably is in perfect weather. So you literally can't use anything from last week. So I kind of like the best of both your worlds. I like Carolina in this one, although I keep wondering when the Kyle Allen train's going to end. Like, when is he going to come back down to earth? He was impressive in college, but I mean, I don't think it his college success doesn't necessarily translate to the NFL success he's had so far. And then also I see the under here because you've got a Carolina defense refreshed off the bye. San Francisco may have to take a little time to incorporate Emmanuel Sanders into this offense. I don't like any of their other wide receivers. The running backs are good as a group, but I mean, how much success are they going to have against Carolina? So I kind of lean with both of you on Carolina and the under.
Ralph, your college basketball RM 400. That's $400 off of his entire season. Let's talk NBA. Ralph, only 3 games on tap tonight. Houston hosting Milwaukee, and Houston's a -1.5 favorite. 230 is the total. Really good matchup, Ralph. Both these teams are have a lot, very high hopes this season. And no reason these teams can't meet in the finals. Where are you going in this game?
Yeah, I mean, both teams pretty much are the exact same teams, except with Houston, you add, another all-star player, one of the top players in the league. So, full disclosure, though, guys, I have not even started handicapping the NBA. I just look for certain spots when the season progresses, and my focus is on college hoops and football at this time. So take this with a grain of salt. I think this total is way too high. These two teams only play each other twice last year, and so much is made of Harden, but you got to look at the job Bledsoe did on Harden last year. You look at both of the games last year, 109 to 116 and 94 to 108. When you have someone that could shut down Harden or at least slow Harden, the Houston offense, it doesn't play at the same pace. So my look at 230, last year's two totals were 225 and 224. They both went under. This is 230 because we have new expectations. So to me, it's just an inflated line that I look to play under.
Matt, I know you're not releasing NBA plays. Do you have any thoughts on this game?
Well, so, I mean, from the newbie perspective here, I want to see how Harden and Westbrook play together in a game that matters against a very good team. And I feel like this is more of one of those exploration games where I kind of watch and see how they work together, how the offense goes. The offense worked really well last year with Chris Paul, but Westbrook's not Chris Paul. And then on Milwaukee's side, no Malcolm Brogdon, no Mirotic. So there's some little tiny tweaks they have to do as well. How is Houston going to come out? This is one of these games. I'm going to enjoy watching it on TV tonight, but I don't know necessarily if I have an edge or an angle because I want to see how these two teams look on the court together.
He's Matt Joseph, Ralph Michaels, and I'm the Prez. You're watching The Betting Edge with the Prez. It's every day, Monday to Friday at WagerTalk TV, the #1 watched YouTube channel in the handicapping space by a long shot. Ralph, you did the pen maneuver. What do you want to say?
I thought you were signing off, and that's my sign off on the Sports Grid TV show with Teddy Covers. So I was just a little premature.
Why don't you take us home, Ralph?
Hey, guys, appreciate it. Prez, it's nice to know that work ethic wins out over poker. Appreciate you hosting the show today. Matt Joseph, always a pleasure. Mid-major Matt at sportsmemo.com. Check out Prez tomorrow with another Betting Edge with the Prez on Friday.
Marco and Jeff from Oscom Sports. Later, everyone. Thanks for watching. Matt, thanks for being here. Same to you, Ralph. You're all the best.
All right, guys. See ya.